He's North Carolina's head coach, Roy Williams, joining us on the program. Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Congratulations on the win, just as you scripted, right, Coach?
I don't know that I would say that, Dan. If I did say it, I'd be lying. But when the big fella goes down about 30 seconds into the game, that was a huge part of the game. And then I think the other thing is that we did keep attacking and trying to get some inside shots and get some things going in the lane area for us, and that worked. And we caught them where they really, I mean, it's hard to lose your best player, probably the guy that's just, there's not been ever in my mind, in my opinion, in my lifetime, been anybody like Zion. And, talking about the shoes, just think how much pressure he puts on the footwear.
I know.
When he stops and starts, just like how much pressure he puts on his knees and legs when he comes down after jumping 88 feet in the air.
What if he was your player?
I recruited him really hard. I had a lot of dreams about that.
But if he came to you right now and said, Coach, I'm going to sit out the rest of the season.
Dan, that's hard. And, we see it in football that guys bail out before the bowl game starts because they're protecting, what they see coming down the road. And you can understand that from a business standpoint. You can understand that from, your future earnings and all that kind of stuff. But I'm old-fashioned. I think there's nothing wrong with college athletics. I think there's nothing wrong with hanging with your team and trying to do the best you can and hanging with your buddies that you ran sprints with. You got out there and had tremendous adversity on the field, and you overcome that. So I'm old school. That's hard for me to buy into. And yet at the same time, I understand it. It depends on how severe the injury is.
Who's the freshman that you remember, aside from Zion, where you said that guy could play, he could start in the NBA right now?
Wow. I remember an eighth grader that I thought could start for us, and that was a guy named James Worthy. It was 100 years ago. But when I saw James,
grader?
As an eighth grader, I thought, oh, my gosh, this guy's unbelievable. But I guess it was a summer between his eighth and ninth grade years in school. But Ralph Sampson's the first one that comes to mind that, he could just do so many things with the ball, agility, quickness, could shoot, and he was taller than most skyscrapers at that time. And so that's the first one that comes to mind. But there are a lot of guys that are really gifted. I've just never seen anybody with the package that Zion has. And, I mean, I was either saw him play or visited with him and his family like 11 times over a 2-year period. So I saw him a lot. And I did picture in my mind, in my dream, that, what he would look like in a Carolina uniform. But he's just a wonderful kid, too. But, there's some anxiety with him and his family, I'm sure. There's some anxiety with everybody that supports their program. But, again, I'm a little old school. I think it's hard to do that kind of thing. Now, if you're hurt, you're hurt. You don't want to take any chances like that. But still, it's a hard question for everybody.
But also, you lose Zion Williamson, and then you find out you lose him to Coach K.
Yeah, that made it worse, yes, because I was going to have to play against him. What do you think?
But what was your game plan going in tonight, assuming Zion was going to be healthy? So last night, what was your game plan?
Oh, I'm one of the smartest coaches you've ever been around. And I said to my wife, I think we need to shoot about 50% from three-point line to have a chance to win the game. So we're 2 for 20. So why would anybody even ask what the crap I'm thinking? But we knew we wanted to try to move the ball and try to get something in the lane area because they're a great shot-blocking team. But we were hoping, maybe if we fake a little bit and then get some fouls on them, that might help us. But I did. I really thought we would have to shoot a really good percentage from three-point line as well. And we did get a lot of things in the paint area, but did not shoot the ball well. But we kept attacking, and I think that for us, we've got to attack all the time and never get tentative. When we get tentative, we get to be what's called bad.
Is the three-point shot good for basketball?
Oh, I think it's good. I think it makes our game more exciting. And what's happened, and I've been a head coach the entire time since we've had the three-point shot. I was a high school coach when we did not have it and had no clock. And, we controlled the tempo as much as we could at times. And I said when the clock came in, I said I hope it stays in and gets faster. I wouldn't mind seeing it 25 seconds or 24 or 20 because we're going to shoot it quickly anyway. The longer we keep it, we got more of a chance to turn this sucker over. But I do think that the three-point shot is good. Some teams really shoot a ton of them, and that's hard to cover. But it's that old saying: a jump shot can shoot you in the game, but it can also shoot you out of the game.
But do you think college is going to embrace the three-point shot the way the NBA has?
I think we're getting closer and closer. I really do. But we shoot fewer threes than just about anybody. I mean, we're shooting more this year than we've ever shot. We're even making more than we've ever made. But I think for Roy Williams, it doesn't mean it's best for everybody, but I like to have balance. I want to get the ball inside by dribble or pass, and I want the best shooters to shoot three-point shots. But I like makers, and so if you can't make them, stop shooting, sucker. And but I think good balance, because it also, if you have that attack around the basket, you're getting somebody in foul trouble too, and I think that helps you at the end of the game.
He's Roy Williams, North Carolina head coach. Win over Duke last night. Florida State coming up on Saturday. When did you know President Obama was in the building?
They told us a couple of days before that he was going to come unless some plans changed. So he went in and said hello to the Duke players in their locker room, and then came over and said hello to our guys. And so it's a neat deal. I think he was a wonderful president, a wonderful leader, a guy that I really enjoyed and really admire. So I was happy to see him.
Spike Lee was there, Ken Griffey Jr. Like you ruined the night. You guys ruined the ratings. I'm going to guess for ESPN. Hope good for you.
Well, that's just because you may be thinking that all those guys that were there were pulling for Duke. Some of those guys there were pulling for us. Help the ratings a little bit.
I don't think Spike Lee was. I think he was there because he's scouting for the Knicks with Zion Williamson, I think.
That may be true, but there's some of those guys that were in there that will quietly tell me I'm here because they gave me the ticket, but we want you to win. So there's some of those good guys in there too.
Congrats for on the win last night, Coach. Great to catch up with you again, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, Dan. Be good and stay out of trouble. You need to be a good guy.
All right, I will. That's Coach Roy Williams. He's being a coach to me, too.
Keep your head on straight, Patrick.
Don't get in trouble. Continental Tire Coach's Corner, Continental Tire for what you do.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.